Whoever sets the pace decides the ending, rush, and you react to someone else's timing. Slow down, and the world starts waiting on you. Chapter 1. Speed is submission. Pace is power. Most people believe speed equals competence. They rush replies, decisions, movements, and emotions because they associate urgency with importance. In reality, speed is often submission disguised as efficiency. Whoever moves fastest is usually responding to pressure rather than applying it. Pace is not about slowness. It is about control over timing. Control over timing determines who leads and who follows in any interaction. When you rush, you signal that external forces dictate your behavior. Deadlines, opinions, emotions, and expectations begin to pull you. The faster you move under pressure, the clearer it becomes that you are reacting. Reaction places you downstream. Those who control the pace operate upstream. They decide when engagement begins, how long it lasts, and when it ends. Others must adjust accordingly. This is why calm individuals dominate tense environments. Their steadiness disrupts the urgency of others. When one person refuses to accelerate, everyone else becomes aware of their own haste. Haste exposes insecurity. In negotiations, the party that rushes reveals need. Need collapses leverage. The one who delays without explanation forces the other side to fill the silence, often with concessions. Time is leverage when you own it. Machiavellian power structures understood this deeply. Courts moved slowly by design. Audiences were delayed. Decisions were postponed. This was not inefficiency, it was hierarchy signaling. Those who wait are reminded of their position. Modern environments have inverted this truth. Speed is praised publicly, but power still rewards patience privately. The person who answers immediately becomes predictable. Predictability invites manipulation. When others know your tempo, they can time pressure precisely. Controlling pace disrupts this. Delayed responses introduce uncertainty. Uncertainty forces caution. Caution transfers power. Pace also governs emotional dominance. Emotional reactions are fastest. They bypass judgment and announce vulnerability. Those who slow emotional response appear unaffected. This appearance unsettles opponents more than confrontation ever could. Calm delays decision. Delay sharpens decision. Those who move slowly are often accused of indecision. This accusation is usually projection from those uncomfortable without immediate feedback. In reality, deliberate pacing produces cleaner outcomes. Pace is also selective. You do not slow everything, only what matters. Selective slowness signals discernment. Discernment signals authority. Those who rush everything treat all inputs as equal. Authority comes from knowing what deserves time and what does not. When you control pace, you also control escalation. You decide when conflict intensifies and when it dissipates. Others exhaust themselves trying to force urgency where none exists. Eventually, they mirror your tempo. This is the moment dominance locks in. The Machiavellian law is clear. Whoever controls time controls pressure. Pressure determines outcomes. Speed obeys pressure. Pace applies it. Chapter 2. Slowness forces others to reveal their hand. When pace slows, masks crack. Urgency is the shield people hide behind. Remove urgency and behavior changes. This is why deliberate slowness is one of the most effective Machiavellian tools. Most people cannot tolerate silence or delay. They interpret it as rejection, uncertainty, or loss of control. Their discomfort pushes them to act, and action reveals intent. When you do not rush, others compensate. They speak more. They justify. They explain. Each additional word exposes motive, fear, and priority. This is not manipulation through force. It is exposure through absence. In negotiations, slowness turns the table. The impatient side offers clarity too early. They reveal constraints. They disclose urgency. Once urgency is known, leverage shifts permanently. The slow party gains optionality. Optionality is power because it preserves choice. The moment you rush, choice collapses into necessity. Slowness also exposes emotional hierarchy. Those lower in the hierarchy push for speed. They want closure. They want relief. Those higher can afford delay. This is why authority figures rarely rush. Their time is framed as valuable, not scarce. When you slow interactions, Others begin adjusting to you. They wait for cues, they seek approval. This behavioral shift confirms dominance without confrontation. Slowness also disrupts manipulation. Manipulators rely on urgency to override reasoning. Decide now, this won't last, act quickly. Remove speed, and the tactic fails. The emotionally disciplined use slowness as a filter. Truth withstands delay. Deception collapses under it. In conflict, slowness is disarming. Aggression feeds on momentum. Interrupt momentum, and aggression loses direction. The aggressor becomes exposed, often embarrassed. This is why calm responses unsettle hostile individuals. They expected acceleration, not restraint. Slowness also creates narrative gravity. When you delay response, others speculate. Speculation amplifies your perceived importance. Importance reinforces authority. The Machiavellian insight is surgical. The one who can wait longer usually wins. Waiting is not passivity, it is selection. Those who rush want resolution. Those who wait want advantage. Advantage decides outcomes. Chapter 3. Pace determines emotional and social hierarchy. Hierarchy is rarely declared. It is enacted through behavior. One of the clearest indicators of position within any hierarchy is pace. Those at the top move on their own timing. Those below adjust. When you rush to respond, arrive early, explain quickly, or react instantly, you signal alignment to someone else's schedule. This alignment places you lower in the hierarchy, regardless of status or intelligence. Pace broadcasts position. High-status individuals are not hurried by external demands. They decide when engagement is worthy. Their delay is not neglect, it is prioritization. When others wait for you, hierarchy is established silently. This is why emotional restraint and controlled pacing are inseparable. Emotional reactions accelerate pace. They compress time. Calm expands it. Those who control their emotional tempo control social gravity. In group dynamics, the individual who speaks last often carries the most weight. Silence forces others to fill space. When you speak after others have revealed themselves, your words shape final perception. This is not about dominance through volume. It is dominance through timing. Pace also determines who absorbs pressure. Pressure flows toward those who move fastest. Slowness deflects it. Others begin to carry the emotional and cognitive burden. This shift exhausts them while preserving you. In leadership, controlled pace creates stability. Followers mirror the leader's tempo. A rushed leader generates anxiety. A composed leader generates confidence. Confidence consolidates authority. Pace also governs respect. People respect those who do not scramble. Scrambling suggests vulnerability. Composure suggests surplus. Surplus of time, energy, and options is the foundation of power. Machiavellian systems reward those who appear unmovable by circumstance. Controlled pacing creates this appearance naturally. Importantly, pace must be consistent. Strategic slowness loses impact if followed by impulsive acceleration. Consistency signals discipline. Discipline commands trust. The hierarchy effect compounds over time. Each interaction reinforces previous ones. If you consistently control pace, others stop testing it, they adapt. Adaptation is submission without humiliation. The law is immutable. Whoever sets the tempo shapes the structure. Structure determines outcome. Chapter 4. Strategic delay turns pressure into advantage. Pressure exists to force movement. Those who understand this do not eliminate pressure, they redirect it. Strategic delay is the method. When someone pressures you for speed, they are attempting to collapse your decision space. They want reaction, not consideration. Reaction favors whoever initiated pressure. Delay reopens space. By slowing the process, you force pressure to remain active longer than the initiator intended. Most people cannot sustain pressure without escalation. Escalation reveals weakness. This is why delayed responses often provoke emotional leakage. Frustration, impatience, and overjustification begin to surface. Each leak transfers leverage. Strategic delay also reframes urgency. What felt immediate begins to feel optional. Optionality restores control. In power dynamics, the side that can delay without consequence holds structural advantage. They are insulated. Insulation equals authority. Delay also protects against error. Rushed decisions optimize for relief, not accuracy. Delay optimizes for outcome. Those who delay strategically do not announce it. They do not justify. Justification invites challenge. Silence forces acceptance. In conflict, delay diffuses aggression. Aggression needs feedback. Without it, it loses coherence. In negotiations, delay amplifies value. Scarcity is not always about supply, it is about access. When access is delayed, perceived value increases. Machiavellian actors use delay as a diagnostic tool. Truth remains consistent over time. False positions decay. Delay also equalizes power imbalances. Those with less structural power can regain footing by refusing to be rushed. Refusal to rush is a boundary. Boundaries define dominance. The law is simple. Pressure expires. Patience compounds. Chapter 5. Mastering pace in conflict, influence, and decision. Pace is not a theory. It is a practice applied in moments of tension, influence, and choice. Mastery requires conscious execution. In conflict, the instinct is acceleration. Voices rise. Words shorten. Movements sharpen. This escalation hands control to emotion. Slowing down interrupts this transfer. A measured pause before responding forces the other party to confront their own intensity. Often, they soften unconsciously. When they do not, they expose aggression without provocation, damaging their position. In influence, pace determines receptivity. Rapid persuasion triggers resistance. Slow framing lowers defenses. The mind accepts ideas, it does not feel rushed to adopt. Those who speak slowly, pause deliberately, and allow silence command attention. Silence forces focus. Decision-making under pressure tests pace discipline most brutally. Urgent situations create the illusion that speed equals survival. Often the opposite is true. Slowing down prevents cascading error. High-level operators separate urgency from importance. Urgency demands speed. Importance demands precision. Confusing the two is costly. Pace also governs reputation. People remember how you behave under pressure. Calm behavior elevates status permanently. This reputation compounds over time. Others stop attempting to rush you. They adjust expectations. Adjustment is victory. Pace mastery also requires internal control. External slowness without internal discipline collapses. Emotional regulation sustains external composure. Those who master pace appear unshakable. This appearance is power. The final Machiavellian truth emerges. Control time, and you control interaction. Control interaction, and outcomes follow. Proceeding. Chapter 6 only. 600 words. Then the script will be complete. Chapter 6. The one who controls time is never forced to lose. At the highest level, control of pace becomes control of destiny. This is where Machiavellian strategy moves beyond interaction and into structure. Those who master time are never cornered. They are never rushed into irreversible positions. They always retain an exit. Time is the final form of leverage because it governs all others. Resources can be taken, status can fluctuate, influence can be challenged. Time, when controlled, protects everything else. This is why powerful individuals design systems that absorb urgency without transmitting it. Assistance, buffers, procedures, and delay mechanisms exist for one purpose: to protect the decision-maker's pace. Without pace control, authority erodes. When you allow others to dictate your timing, you inherit their priorities. Their urgency becomes your burden. This is how power leaks away quietly. The disciplined strategist reverses this flow. They respond when optimal, not when requested. They decide when conversations occur, when decisions finalize, and when outcomes lock in. Others adapt or exit. This creates a filtering effect. Only those aligned with your pace remain relevant. Everyone else fades. At this level, slowness is no longer defensive. It is architectural. It shapes environments, expectations, and relationships. People stop pushing. They begin anticipating. Anticipation replaces pressure. This is the point of dominance Machiavelli understood, but rarely stated openly. True power does not hurry. It endures. Those who control time never appear desperate. They never chase closure. They allow outcomes to come to them. This composure is mistaken for detachment by the inexperienced. In reality, It is supreme engagement on one's own terms. When pace is mastered, life reorganizes around it. Opportunities align. Conflicts dissolve before forming. Decisions arrive with clarity. The final law stands uncontested. Whoever controls time controls the game, and the game never forces its master to lose.